Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today I'm channeling messages to you from your soul family. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. As you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group 1 on the left with soul recognition, group 2 in the center with expect the unexpected, and group 3 on the right with revisiting priorities. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box at the very end. If you are interested in my personal information, like my 21-day guided meditation retreat, you have access to it forever, so it's a great way to have a few guided meditations in your pocket. That is going to be the first link in the description box. You can also find other things in there, like personals. The link to my Etsy store, I have a whole spiritual store on there. I create my own tarot and oracle decks. I've written a few books. I make journals, I wrap crystals, I give personals, I'm a Reiki master teacher, all of those things. I'm an astrologer, astrocartographer, all of those things. You can find all of it on my Etsy store, so all that info is going to be in the description box there as well. I post on every single social media platform, so you'll be able to find, I post on Instagram, on TikTok, here on YouTube. I've got Patreon as well. So if you're interested in that or exclusive content at all, I post on my members only channel here on YouTube. I have a totally different one over on Patreon. I have a book club. Right now we're reading the 4 Agreements and all of that fun, cool stuff. It's going to be all in the description box. So if you're interested, hop, skip, jump around, see what I've got going on. I'd love to have you join the community, have a little fun, read a book. If you'd like to send me something, write me a little letter, send me a gift, or just show me some of the stuff that you're working on. I do have a P.O. box address in there as well. Sometimes you like to send me little gifts from your stores or write me little cute notes or send me stuff that you work on, and I love to share. I love to see what you've got going on. And so if you want to contact me, my email's in there. You know where to find it. It's in the description box. Let's take a look at those messages from your soul family, and I'll see you over at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling messages to you from your soul family, and you selected the first group with the soul recognition card. The first thing that I'm getting here is that you recognize that which is meant for you for the foreseeable future. I'm being shown that you have been, you have received, you have downloaded, you have been awakened to, you have realized, been inspired towards a few things to move towards. Let's just say you've got maybe your hands full of ideas. You have a few different ideas of directions that you're stepping forward into, maybe project-wise, learning-wise, soul growth-wise, inspiration-wise, direction for life. I'm getting you've got a few different things going on. Your family, your soul family wants you to know that they recognize within you the power and the strength that is required for you to move forward for these things and then some. Now they're alluding to something that might have occurred recently that maybe it was a big deal, but maybe in comparison to other things you've been through, not that big of a deal, but still, if we were looking at it from a blank slate perspective, it's still a big deal. They want you to take time to honor this, to love this part of you, to honor this part of you, and to give yourself the time and the space that you need in order to maybe heal from something, in order to sit with something, in order to progress with something, or in order to maybe move forward, to heal, to grow, to evolve, right? So there's also a message coming through that you have learned that the people who come up to you and they say, oh my God, you are my soul family, and you're like, I don't feel that, but you're telling me something. Okay, those are not your soul family. Those are manipulators. Also, group 1, your soul family wants to tell you that you've recognized them before. So you know when you know. You see it in their eyes, you feel it in their soul, you feel it in their energy. Coming from a place of consciousness, speaking as we are all consciousness that are taking several different forms. We are all individual waves in a big ocean, okay? It is not to negate and say some waves are connected and others aren't, because we are all part of the ocean. But you will find that there are waves in the Arctic Ocean that aren't necessarily the waves in the Atlantic Ocean, and they're not necessarily going to be the waves in the Adriatic, and they're not going to be the waves in the Pacific, so on and so forth. And that's not to say they're not all ocean, but this is the way that your soul family is asking for you to come to conclusions with your soul family. Now, they want you to continue to avoid discrimination and bias in your spiritual journey. You'll find that there are a lot of, I'm hearing the phrase woo-woo, which I don't really like because personally I think it's a bit dismissive. Everyone's spiritual journey is unique, but your soul family wants to say that there are some energies or some people or some vibes, communities that are kind of woo-woo that you know are misguided, but are heading towards growth in their own way. It's kind of like you need to go into the trenches in order to learn how to come out, if you choose to do that journey as a soul, as a person. They also want to let you know that your voice deserves to be heard. Your voice needs to be heard. There's something that you need to get off your chest. There's something that you need a safe space for, and your soul family is saying you can scream it into the void and we will be here for you. You can scream it into the forest. You can scream it with your soul. You can give it a space and know that it will be heard. I'm also being shown, yes, get it off your chest. You know you will be heard. You are loved for who you are. And don't allow the fact that maybe the people around you who might kind of be manipulators, or who might kind of be misguided, or who might kind of be just not able to hold space at a certain moment in time, should not mean that you don't have a place to express what needs to be said. They want you to remember that you can be in a room filled with people and feel absolutely alone, which is an experience I'm getting you've experienced recently. And at the same time, you can be by yourself, absolutely alone, pure silence, pure solitude, and not be alone at all. And so, when there's something that you want to express, when you have a message, when you have a calling, when you have something you want to get off your chest, you're not alone. You will be listened to. Your quiet prayers are heard, your quiet wishes are heard, your quiet sighs, cries, desires for help, your enthusiasm, the really wonderful, cool things that you're excited about. Maybe you don't want to make other people jealous, or maybe other people don't get it, or maybe they have weird things, or you can't come to them with excitement because maybe they've got your excitement, your sadness, everything in between. Allow them to listen to you. They know what's on your heart, they can feel it. But they do want to tell you as well that like recognizes like. Soul recognizes soul. You're able to recognize in others a beautiful depth, which those around you are not necessarily able to recognize back at you, and it's not a you versus them thing. Rather, others can only see you as deeply as they see themselves. If you see yourself, the wave, all the way back, as far back as the entire ocean, and you see the ocean in all of its history from its formation to now, to your wave, another wave who isn't even aware that it's part of the ocean yet won't be able to see all of that depth within you. But as you see that depth within that wave, it will feel seen, it will feel heard, it will feel understood, it will feel loved. Your soul can recognize others, and those souls have the capability to recognize you back, but it doesn't mean that you should settle for potential. And it doesn't mean also that you should try to guide them there, because maybe they chose not to, not here, not now, not as this wave, but maybe as the next one. Maybe their whole objective is to get surfed on, while yours was always to recede back into the beautiful bounty of all that is. And that's okay. But you are not the only one. Again, waves in the Arctic Ocean are different from waves in the Pacific Ocean. Now, they're all waves, and they're all part of the oceans. But as each one is an individual wave, each one comes from an ocean or a sea, and each one has a particular journey of a current that it follows, then each one is all part of the grand sea. Over time, all particles of the ocean will have seen every single piece of where the ocean is, or can be, or has been on this earth at some point over a very long period of time that outdates humanity on both sides. But when you are a wave, one singular wave, sometimes the set that you come in with, all of those waves don't look the same. All of those waves don't feel the same. Your soul family wants you to know that there's a wave just like you in a different set, maybe in a different ocean, in a different time, You've seen them, you've met them, you've known them. You know what it feels like to feel seen like that. You know what it looks like when you are looked at the way that you look at others. They want you to know that you are not alone when you are by yourself. And at the very least, I'm hearing to take that as consolation. Let's get into the tarot and see what messages your soul family has for you. I'm really getting, get it off your chest. Let us have it. Let us take care of it. Give it to us. Give it to us, and we will receive it. We will love it. We will heal it. We will expand it. We will see it. We will hear it. We will honor it. We will love it. We will send it back to you transformed, evolved, in love and gratitude. Okay. I'm hearing don't take reversals. I only hear that on a few readings, and it just lets me know intuitively if a card comes out reversed, then I will set it back to upright, just for this reading specifically. We have death with the Ace of Wands. We definitely have an expansion of consciousness for you, which is, I'm not surprised, because we had the whole ocean of consciousness analogy come out, which usually only comes out in very, very expanded consciousness beings readings. Okay. So, it seems as though you're looking for a place to anchor your energy. You are finding where it is that you want to go. Now, they're drawing awareness back to, you have a few different directions you're being encouraged to kind of move forward with at the same time, a few different projects, a few different ideas, a few different gifts, a few different things. I'm hearing the phrase, polymath? So, a few different things that you're being encouraged to step forward with, but as you do, you're looking for a place to land. Maybe you're thinking, well, should I move? But if I move, then it's good for this part, but not for that part. Should I hang out with these people? If I do, it's great for this part, but not for the other part. It seems as though you're looking for a place to anchor your energy. And right now, this is all about evolving from the inside out. And so you're looking for external moves to make, and you're being shown the things to do, but the setting or the context or the community or those around you, that is something that is evolving and flipping over and recycling to match what you've already grown into. You have outgrown your environment again. Therefore, it's your environment that is changing. It is not meant for you to change your environment. Your environment is changing to meet you. So it's one of those moments. Sometimes we are products of our environment, and sometimes our environment is a product of us. You have learned by being a product of your environment for this previous chapter, and your soul family wants you to know that now your environment's going to be changing as a product of you. Your environment will become a product of you. So, your focus right now should be on spirituality. It should be on your growth, your evolution, your consciousness, your spiritual gifts, and whatever inspiration it is that you've had. I'm getting, take baby steps, take your time, and you will arrive there at some point. Now, I'm being shown a lot of ocean analogies here, but the point is to ride and enjoy the wave. It's not to get to shore or get out behind the swells. It's to ride the wave. And so it doesn't matter which wave you pick. Pick one that feels right to you, and if you don't take this one, take the next one. It's no big deal, because you're not trying to get somewhere. So that is some advice that's coming through for you. Your soul family does want you to know that good things take time. And also that there seems to be a bit of a hesitation here on your end. It seems that things move really, really slowly, and then maybe you have a series of events that happen quite quickly. It's kind of like you feel like you're moving through molasses, and then all of a sudden everything changes overnight. It seems as though you take years and years to build something, to grow, to evolve, to heal, to do work, to whatever it is, and then all of a sudden things just change overnight. And so you never quite know when you're going to, let's say, fall asleep and wake up to a new life. You never quite know when your, let's call it a never-ending journey, will finally hit that switch, that breaking point. And so this solitude is something that you're being encouraged into right now. Because it's not about anchoring into something, because right now the things around you are changing and you don't want to anchor into any of them, because they might cause you to maybe lose yourself or spiral out or go on a detour or something like this. Your soul family wants you to know that they are keeping an eye on you in some way, with love, respectfully, and within boundaries. And they also want you to know that they're in a similar phase right now. Specifically, one of them, there's an energy of someone in your soul family you've met before. It can be another human that is a soul that is a friend of yours. It can be an energy that's on your spirit team. It can be a galactic thing, whatever resonates with you. But I'm getting this energy. If you want to tap in with that, it'll let you know who this is. There's an individual energy, consciousness, that is coming through as having met you before, that is in a similar phase of life as you are. I'm being shown like a yin-yang situation. Now, there's something here about looking back and feeling nostalgic and having this energy within the heart that is in some way a central point for your human experience, your spiritual growth along your human experience. And so your soul family wanted to remind you that you have this here. It's like a lighthouse. It's a guiding light. Now, it doesn't mean that the translations of what this light is, or the deductions about what this could be or should be, or the story that might be that might arise through your translation of this or told to you by others is important. It's not so much this that is important. It's more so the fact that you have already an anchor within. And if you zoom into that, it will lead you into the ocean of all consciousness. And if you follow this light, that this is connected with a soul family or energy, someone like this, you'll find that things shift before you know it. It's showing up as something that can be a distraction, but also something that can also be your guiding light. Right now, you're being encouraged to see that this can be a guiding light, a tool, a resource for you, without it being your end-all, be-all, trying to find or trying to create or remember or cultivate a story behind it or what it's supposed to do or what it's supposed to be, right? To take away the end goal of it all by enjoying the surf, enjoying the wave, enjoying the journey. Your soul family wants you to know that right now, you are at a period of time where things feel like they are simultaneously slowing down and speeding up at the same time. This is an awakening for you and for them as well. You're also within your soul family in some sort of a leadership position here, energetically, in consciousness and spirituality and spiritual gifts and something. And they want you to know as well that helpers deserve help too. Leaders deserve to follow sometimes. Healers deserve to receive healing. Lovers deserve to be loved. And they're saying that you'll know what it means and to hold that in your heart as you move forward over the next coming days. Group number 1, that is your channeled message from your soul family. I feel called to leave it here today. If you are interested in a personal with me or in exclusive content, I do have personals on my Etsy store at Spiritualistik. I'm on Etsy. You can also find that in the description box below. I have exclusive content here on a members only channel on YouTube and a different platform for it on Patreon as well. So I have 2 different places where I post pick a card readings once a week, different pick a card readings here on Wednesdays and Patreon on Thursdays. I also have TikTok, of course, most of you follow me over there, and Instagram as well. If you're interested in my book club, in my meditation retreat, in my guided meditations, you can find all of that in the description box below as well. I love you and I'm grateful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Pick out another pile or another reading if it honors you to do so. And have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, group 2. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your soul family, and you selected the second group with Expect the Unexpected. The first thing that I'm getting here is that your soul family wants to send you so much love and support and inspiration. I'm being shown you getting picked up and carried to where it is that you want to be. I'm being shown a lot of support here. Now with the expect the unexpected card, I'm kind of getting this energy of you being swept off your feet. It's not really giving like a romantic vibe like this, but what it is giving is kind of, say that you are climbing a hill, right? And you've been having a really hard time climbing this hill. But as you climb the hill, you come across tons of souls, maybe even bits and pieces of your soul family. And as you do, you stop to help each and every one along the way. Whether it's hearing them out, a beautiful conversation, giving them a resource they couldn't otherwise acquire, a good piece of advice, things like this. And as you continue to climb the hill, you are at a place where you don't know if you can make it to the top. And it's not that maybe you can't, but maybe you're used to being the helper, right? The helper doesn't often receive help. The lover doesn't often receive that love. Now that it can't be done, of course it is. We work on balancing out our life and our situations and our bodies and our energies and all these beautiful, wonderful things. But expect the unexpected, group 2. The first message from your soul family is that you are going to get carried to where it is you wanted to go, on the backs of those who you helped when they needed it the most. So, group 2, let's get into the tarot here and let's see what your message is for you today from your soul family, the King of Cups. First of all, they want you to know that they love you very, very much, and they're going to, take some action to show you this, okay? So this might be, it might be that you need a little extra support from friends or family or spiritual support. Sometimes we end up in little corners of life where we might feel exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Sometimes we feel backed up in a corner, right? Sometimes you just need a little extra love, a little extra support. Sometimes we get lost a little along the way, right? You're just so tired with responsibilities. Maybe you're not meditating as much. Maybe it's harder to be consistent, right? Your soul family wants you to know that there is some success that, okay, I'm getting that there's like a gift here. That seems as though the intention, energetically, spiritually, it's to give it to you when you are down, or to give it to you when you need it the most. Not necessarily at the end of the day when you've been working the hardest for it for a long period of time. I'm being shown like a crown, like on the Emperor here. You do so much. You do so much for others, and sometimes it feels as though maybe it goes unseen, or maybe it's just easily, I'm hearing that phrase like when something rolls off your shoulders, like maybe it's easily just brushed off, or at least it feels that way sometimes. Your soul family wants you to know that they're here for you and they want to support you in a ton of different ways, and also that you're an inspiration to them. They want you not to feel overlooked, and they also want you to know that in confusing times and uncertain times and difficult times and even just stressful times and tired times, they're always sending you some love. They're sending you some energy. They want to help nudge you forward. They want you to know that they're cheering for you, and if it requires intervention, they absolutely are there for that. Now, there's something that wants to be approached gently here. Maybe the whole situation is not known, but it's apparent that there's been some sort of a change, some sort of a tower or some sort of a difficulty. But the thing is here, you haven't changed. Your energy hasn't changed, but it seems that it's maybe being revealed, something you've been carrying for a long time. Now, with this, it seems there are a few questions here about who's been supporting you through this. Have other people known about this? How are you getting the resources? Are you getting the resources? What is going on? Things like that. And as this truth is brought to light, or there's more clarity, more questions, it seems that the attention is going to be focused on getting you to where it is that you've been trying to go. I'm getting like crawling, somewhere that you've been trying to go, maybe like crawling with no support. And there's also this energy of abundance, love, healing, acceptance, peace, rest, things like this. Now, your soul family wants you to know that they do have a gift for you. I'm being shown them putting a crown on your head, but they don't want to put a crown on your head right after you come out of a battle and you win and everyone's gassing you up. They want to find that day where, I'm hearing that song from Annie, the sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. They want to find a moment where you know the sun is going to come out, but it's just a rainy day, and those are going to be the moments where they want to come put the crown on your head when you are maybe needing it the most. not when you're out there working the hardest for it. Because it's this reminder. It's almost like this reminder that you are, you're beautiful, you're capable, you're worthy, you are loved, not for what you can do, not for what you have to offer or what you have to give, not for your accomplishments or your success, not for any of the things you can do. I'm hearing that song Dance Monkey, right? But rather just because you exist. Rather because you are who you are. Not because of what you have to offer or what you can do. Because of who you are. And that is why this is the moment where they wish to come place the crown on your head. Now there's something here about higher learning. Something that you've learned. It seems like there's been this like glitch in your energy field. Maybe something that is traditional for you, or maybe a moral standard virtue for you. Maybe you loosened up around the edges on something. Maybe it was just a little harder for you to maybe hold boundaries, or maybe it was harder for you to say no. Maybe it was a little harder for you to show up and meditate, or harder for you to work that extra shift, whatever it was. But you've still been manifesting. You've still been keeping your energy on point. You've still been out there loving and learning and growing and evolving. And your soul family sees this, and they want you to know that they do. They also want you to know that your soul family is a lot like you, in the sense that they can see, feel, know, honor, remember truth, love, gratitude. I'm hearing it takes one to know one. They can see who you are, not because of what you're trying to show others. There are a lot of people out there who their reputation or what they're known as, it's absolutely nothing like who they are when you get to know them. And for you, you are authentic. You are genuine. You might even sometimes shrink or dim yourself, or I'm just kidding, you're very humble. You're very humble. You don't need all of the glitz and the glamour and the fashion, and it's not that you can't enjoy it if it chooses to arise, but it's not a virtue of yours, per se. And they see this and they know it. You are not someone who renounces their material belongings in public and then cries about it in private. You're someone who renounces their material belongings in private and tells people to do what feels right to them in public. And your soul family wants you to know not only that they're there for you, but that they love you, and that they are glad to be given the opportunity to show up for you when you need it, just like you've shown up for them when they need it. It's really beautiful energy here. There's definitely this vibe where they want to help carry you the rest of the way, like you have for them. I'm hearing like the phrase, in these uncertain times, or in these trying times, or something like this, amidst the confusion, amidst the stress. Do expect to be given a gift. A resource, something that maybe you would be struggling to acquire on your own. It will be given to you by someone who has it to give, genuinely. And it's going to change your situation quite a bit. It's going to be something that you realize, you realized at a certain point in your journey a while ago. Perhaps whatever it was that you wanted, or wherever you saw yourself going, you had an understanding that you couldn't get there alone. But you were the only one walking your path, doing the work for you, and you needed to walk the journey by yourself to get there. However, you also were in this awareness that wherever it is you were ending up, you couldn't just do it all on your own, but you still had to anyway. You had to figure it out. This is that point in your life. Your soul family wants you to know that don't expect everything to change overnight. But do expect a light at the end of the tunnel, because you have been that light at the end of the tunnel for many others. And it's not that you don't know that it's there, and it's not that you're not walking towards it, crawling towards it, vibing towards it. It's that you are going to get picked up and carried out. Not because you couldn't figure it out, but because I'm hearing that word forlorn. Your soul family wants you to know that they see that you wouldn't be stressed if there wasn't a reason for it. You are not chaos. You are not drama. You are not implicitly demanding or dramatic, chaotic, gossipy, issues, destructive, any of these energies. You don't have distorted energy. You are out here being a gift to others with your last drop of everything, with the clothes off your back, the last breath in your lungs. And here you are now, maybe cold, hungry, out of breath, because you gave it all away. And you're still trying. You're still showing up. You're still in integrity. You're still that beautiful, wonderful energy. You still have that faith, too. You still have that faith that you can. If there's a will, there's a way. You still have that faith that the universe does everything in your highest interest, no matter what it looks like, or how we translate it, or how we perceive it. You've also been a messenger of this. And through it, you've been able to see through your heart. And you've also been able to see where you're going, again, with the awareness that it is with outside assistance that you get there. And all the times you needed it and it didn't show up weren't really the times that you needed it. Because of that, you've grown to be very strong. And your soul family wants you to know that you don't really require the help like you maybe once thought that you did. You don't need it. But that doesn't mean that it's not nice to have it. That doesn't, just because you can figure it out doesn't mean that you should have to, and just because you have had to figure it out when you felt like you couldn't doesn't mean that there doesn't come a day where you get carried out. And that day is near for you. Your soul family wants you to know that you have been such a beautiful resource for others. You have been such a wonderful inspiration, a wonderful motivation to others. They want you to know that if resources are your issue, don't worry about that. They want you to know that there's absolutely nothing in this world that is worth losing yourself over, especially not you, as you are so beautiful. They want you to know that they're directing their energy and attention towards you as they feel that it's fair and it deserves to be pointed towards you. And they also feel that if you are having a difficult time making a change or breaking free or healing or speaking up or experiencing truth, seeing where you want to go from here, whatever it is, this is when they want to put that crown on your head, pick you up, and take you out of that tunnel. They want you to remember that your world is yours to create. And they want you to also remember that you deserve to have an overflowing cup. Sometimes awakening is not what is necessarily needed. Oftentimes it is, but they want you to know that sometimes it's not that you should have done better, or you need to realize something, or you needed to learn, or there is a lesson, or karma. Sometimes it's just that it does take a village. It does take a village, and you have been that village to so many while walking between village to village to village all by yourself to provide that support. Sometimes it's not realization or awakening. You're not doing the wrong thing. It's just time that all those good deeds catch up to you. And that will be spelled out for you so beautifully, so obviously, so blatantly, group number 2. And that is what your soul family wants you to know. Your soul family also wants to remind you that your journey, your unique journey, is just not like anybody else's. And so if there's anybody who is comparing your journey to someone else's, or they're saying, well, mine is worse because, or yours could be worse, or, oh, I'm glad that mine's not like that, just weird energies. They want you to know that people don't struggle because they deserve to struggle. All suffering is not by choice. They want to remind you that There are a lot of delusions out in this world. They also want to remind you that you, above everybody else, knows that. You deserve the best. And that is why, when you are too tired, when you are maybe cold or hungry because you gave the shirt off your back and the last bite of food off your plate, when you are out of breath because you gave your last breath to somebody else, when you love so much that you don't lose who you are, you don't lose yourself, but maybe you just become exhausted, sick and tired of being sick and tired, exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Well, you gave all of those resources to your soul family, group number 2. And because of you, they were able to make it so far along the journey to meet you where you fell and give you love on the journey along the way in so many different forms. Beautiful, cool, weird, quirky, funny, spiritual, vibey. And that group 2 is your message from your soul family. You are worth it. You are here. Your worthiness has nothing to do with what you have to give or what you have to offer or what you can do. Your worth is you being you. And some of them are coming through to say that they're sorry that they didn't make you feel like that sooner. Group number 2, I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Please like, comment, and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. It helps other people find messages meant for them when they're ready to. If you'd like to meditate with me, you can join my 21-day guided meditation retreat. It is at your own pace, and they are also a collection of guided meditations that you can skip around and have access to forever. So they are a wonderful resource for you to hold hands with somebody on your meditation journey or for accountability for daily meditations. It is, of course, a retreat, so it is a journey in and of itself to help you level up. It's great for a beginner, intermediate, advanced, whether you've been meditating your whole entire life, several incarnations, or this is your first go at it. So if you'd like to book a personal with me, if you'd like to join any of my exclusive bonus content channels, I have one here on YouTube and I have one on Patreon as well. Personals are on Etsy at Spiritualistik. You can find all of the info in the description box below. I love you and I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, group 3. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your soul family, and you selected the 3rd group with the Revisiting Priorities card. Group 3, the first thing that I'm getting here is that your heart is opening up towards yourself even more. It seems as though you've been focusing so much on giving and giving and giving that, while you've learned to give to yourself and you've learned how to receive, you also are so excited about giving because it's what you love, it's who you are, that when you have more, when you receive more, when you're giving more to yourself and it expands your bandwidth, you have more resources, you want to give. And giving is a beautiful thing. Your soul family wants to remind you, though, not to overgive of yourself. And with that being the case, to continue to remember to follow suit with that which you've promised yourself. Give to future group 3. Give towards group 3 today. Sometimes it's gentleness, softness, rest. Sometimes it's discipline, doing the things you don't want to do. But there's definitely an energy here of making sure that you are taking care of yourself in the future. Not so much that you are not being grounded or present, but in a sense where you are, like this card says, revisiting your priorities. Now, we're going to get into the tarot, and we'll see what your soul family has to say to you, group number 3. Now is a great time, I'm feeling, to remind you, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to me. It also helps other people find their messages when it's time. So, your soul family wants to tell you, okay, that you've closed out a cycle, but you're not alone in this. I'm getting that this could be a generational cycle. It could be a cycle with your whole soul family. It could be a cycle with a community. It could be a particular transit. But there's definitely a cycle here that's closed, and you're stepping into new terrain. As you do, Your soul family wants to let you know that you're not alone, but also that all of them in some way are also experiencing a little bit of, well, new territory. So there might be a little bit of newness. They want you to know that some of your soul family is already in your life. Some of your soul family you're already connected to spiritually, but it seems as though all in your soul family right now are kind of called to be a bit self-focused. Because as you are, they're all a bunch of givers. As it's important to continue to give, as it is to receive, as it is to give to yourself, right? Also, as you begin a new chapter, as you look forward, there are going to be things that take up a little more energy, a little more thought, a little more courage, maybe a little more guesswork. And with this, it leaves a little less space, a little bit less. And you're not the only one that is in this newness, needing to maybe follow the guesswork or start a new routine, a new system, maybe you're starting a business, you're going to school, maybe you are doing something new, you're starting an exercise routine, maybe you are starting something, building something. You're not the only one in your soul family here. So there's kind of this dualistic message here. One, give to yourself right now. You need it. You deserve it. Also, you deserve to put your whole focus, your whole attention, and your whole effort towards yourself. This is an opportunity for you to level up, to glow up, maybe to learn, to evolve, to strengthen, I'm hearing get over the hump in a particular area of life. At the same time, your soul family wants you to know that you are not alone. Now, it might not be that you have a million hands to hold while you learn a particular lesson in life or while you build a business that you are starting. It's not to say that you can't get some advice or some good vibes here and there, but you are not alone in the sense that you're not the only one that is going through that energy right now. In fact, it's very common in your soul family at the point in time that you are receiving this reading. It seems as though those who are kind of on the same wavelength with you, your friends of your souls, they're all in a new phase, like on the precipice of something new, or learning how to swim, or in a period of life where you're kind of given sink or swim or drown, or you have to do it, no one else will do it for you. And it's not in a sense where it's maybe asking too much, but it might be new, or it might be scary. It might require a little bit of faith, or a little bit of courage, or a little bit of rewiring, a little bit of unlearning or relearning, and these things are good, they're natural. But your soul family does want you to know that, well, they're not going anywhere, but maybe not to expect a bunch of your soul family to come, like a bunch of new people in your soul family to come through at this point in time, because they're being called to be self-focused. Those that you already know, those that you are already familiar with in your soul family, say if they are physically around you or you know them, you might be picking up on their energy because you are resonating at similar vibrations. You're resonating at similar wavelengths. You are resonating with each other energetically. However, just because you're feeling these energies, they want you to know it doesn't mean that all these energies are coming through into your physical life right now. So maybe don't be expecting those messages at this point in time. Maybe don't be expecting to run into these people at this point in time. It's not saying it's impossible, but they're really focused on themselves, but they do resonate with you energetically in the energetic space, feeling less alone and making you feel less alone, hopefully. However, you will be receiving those messages, you will be running into them, you will be meeting new people that are in your soul family, you will be connecting with these energies again after you have solidified your place in this next chapter. It's a little less of this like vulnerable space after you close something and you step into something new. Think about when you get a new job, right? There are parts of your maybe mental state or parts of your routine or your relationship to your career in general that might resonate with your old job. And you might be in training at your new job. You might be, might have recently finished training and you're working on your own. And so as you are getting comfortable in that environment, once you are more comfortable in that environment, this will be when you realize that you start to connect a little bit more with your soul family. Not on the energetic plane. They're here for you energetically, and the huge message coming through is you're not alone in going through this energy. The way it looks for each of you will be individual, as is your path. But energetically, you're not alone in this. So you can connect with them, and if you'd like, send them some love, receive some love, create a little nice environment and little energetic community there, lift each other up. But do pour in your energy, your effort to yourself. Your soul family wants you to know at this point in time that you're not in a phase of needing to gain information, learning in this way as much. Right now, it seems as though what is required of you, it's not a change of perspective. It's a little bit more confidence, a little bit more pep in your step. It doesn't really seem like you need more information, and it doesn't seem like you're doing anything that is beyond your capabilities at all. It really doesn't seem like there's anything going on that you can't do or that you don't know how to do or that you haven't done before. It feels maybe like you are reinvesting your energy, revisiting your priorities. So it might look the same, but it feels different. Or it might feel the same, but it looks different. And for some of you, it might be one way. For others of you, it might be the other way. For some of you, it might be like 50-50, depending on which area of life relates to one versus the other. But they do want you to know that together you are, I'm getting awakening your consciousness, so expanding your consciousness, and I'm also getting the phrase being exalted. There's this emphasis here on abundance, this emphasis here on confidence, and also on leadership as well. Your soul family, you might find those of them that you know, that you are aware of, they're likely in positions of leadership. They might be teachers, they might be performers, they might be they're exalted in some way, and you likely are as well. In some way, you are a path breaker, a leader, a teacher, a speaker, an advocate, someone that people go to. Maybe you could be a speaker, you could be in the public eye, you could be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a helper of people, someone that people look up to. And this position, it's becoming exalted and solidified. And during this process, you will find that there are things that are coming that, again, you're either experiencing the same energy in a different, overlaying a different situation or different situations, or it's a totally different energy overlaying very familiar situations. You and all of your soul family, it kind of feels more like it's coming from a collective unit of your soul family kind of vibe here that we're channeling, whereas in one of the readings there was more of an individual that came out. In other readings it was more of a consciousness experience that came out. This feels more like a collective kind of vibe. Your soul family here is collectively working to exalt and solidify an exaltation of self, of position, of spirituality, of abundance. Now, abundance is, yes, financial, but it's also mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Abundance is abundance of beautiful relationships, abundance of good feelings, abundance of health, abundance of love, abundance of spirituality, abundance for abundance sake. And so your soul family wants you to know that, well, ultimately you are landing on solid ground. And you have a lot more options ahead of you, but it seems as though you each need to kind of lock into space, lock into your designated space before you meet each other there. And when you do, you'll find that this is a place of peace. It's no longer a place of trying or striving or efforts or learning. It's a little more of a place of peace. I'm being shown a bunch of people climbing a mountain, all from different angles, so all experiencing different trials and tribulations, different terrains to get to the top. But at the top, there's a nice, beautiful mountain retreat. And by the time that you get to the top, everyone is ready for a nice rest. They've kind of let it all out, so to speak. Maybe the frustration, the effort, the fear, the courage, the overconfidence, the underconfidence, all of those things. Kind of let it out on the journey. And then meet at the top for temperance, for rest, for peace, for slowness, for bliss, for being present, being in the present moment. And it's going to be also materially abundant in some way, although this isn't the focus. I'm being shown like an oasis, like an oasis in the desert, or a beautiful garden where there's enough for everyone. There's more than enough for everyone, where the thought of, is there abundance? Is there not abundance? Is there food to go around? Is never a question. The thought of, is there enough for everyone? Or is there someone to help? Or whatever it is, it's never a question. It's kind of really giving a strong, healthy community vibe here. Your soul family does have another message for you today that they're saying it's different from the other ones, but wants to sneak in here. Okay, it's important for you. Group 3, your soul family wants you to know that at this point in time, you might be guarded towards the idea of soul family coming in, towards the idea of soul family in general, or you might just be guarded towards people, towards energies, towards spirits, towards beings. Of course, when I say soul family, this will resonate with all of you in a unique way. Some of you might have similar definitions, experiences, energies, and others of you might be different. So there's this message to find liberation in putting your guard down. That does not invalidate the reasons that you put your guard up. It does not invalidate your boundaries or your feelings. But allow yourself to understand that you are on a journey to putting that guard down. And that is okay. And that it doesn't have to be today or tomorrow, and it doesn't have to be easy. It doesn't have to be right away. Although it can be, if that's what you choose. But they see that something about soul family here, whether it be an individual, a collective, a group, the idea of it in your flavor of spirituality, whatever it is, you're a bit guarded towards. And they want you to know that you deserve the liberation, the play, the fun, the stresslessness of that support, of that community. They want you to know that you are going to be happy and successful in all of your endeavors, and that your soul family knows that you can do it. You can do it on your own. You can do it with support. You could do it with your eyes closed and your hands tied behind your back, although some days it might not feel like it. Maybe you've had to, and maybe that's why you're defensive. But at the end of the day, you are a teller of truth. You are a seeker of truth. You are a lover of truth. You are devoted to the truth. And that might not always make you the most popular. But what it does do is continue to cultivate a heart-centered and love-first energy that you give off, an environment that you are climbing towards, if you will. Your soul family wants you not to be afraid of closed doors and not to be afraid to run through open doors, but ultimately, they want you to know that you have not been left behind. There's a very, very strong message here that you are not just one odd one out, popping around out there while everyone else has their soul family. You are not under-evolved for groups of soul family that are all hanging out together. You are not over-evolved for groups of soul family that are all hanging out together. Rather, you are in a place where you are on the in-between, from one place to another. They were there before, and as you grow and evolve, they will be there again. I'm being shown a DNA strand or a caduceus where these points come together and then they separate to come back together, and they separate to come back together. But if you flip the angle, you find that these are parallel ribbons that spin around each other, and sometimes can get bridged in between. Now, there's something significant about that analogy that will shake things up a bit for you and cause a change in you. And this has something to do with maybe the mirror principle, or the idea that all are one. It can have something to do with the fact that I see God in you, you see God in me, or source or spirit, or what, however does it you resonate with the energy of consciousness, creator, source. It can also be something like mirroring people, like you mirror wounds to people. It can also be that people mirror old versions of yourself to you, or future versions of yourself to you. You know, when you meet somebody and you think they're really cool, and it turns out that some of the things that they do are things that you feel really resonant towards and you never allowed yourself to explore. Or alternatively, when you meet someone and you see that They don't see the path ahead, and you understand that you've walked it, so you know that if they so choose, there's a way out of that situation. Something about mirroring or parallel here. We also have the Four of Wands, which depicts the very same thing. You're going to land in a stable, happy, and surprisingly permanent place. And there's an aspect of tradition to this. Your soul family is saying, but whose tradition? There's an aspect of tradition to this, but whose tradition? And I'm being shown a pink elephant, interestingly enough. Your soul family wants you to know that they are here for you. You are always in the right place at the right time, even when you feel like you are royally messing up. Because the universe has taken that into account. The universe knows you and knows your intentions. Finally, your soul family is a group of energies who, for some reason, feel like you might consider them to be late bloomers. Or you might feel like they're the underdog. You might feel like they're overlooked. But there's something about the opportune moment that they want to remind you. The right place, the right time, the right decision, the right everything, the right foundation. And not to get sucked into thoughts that detach you from the very things that you are called towards in this life. When you look at attachment and you look at detachment together as a system, your soul family wants you to look at the things you are called towards and not detach from them as a coping mechanism. And alternatively, to look at the things that you've been detached from because you're called to detach from them and not attempt to incorporate them further into your life because you feel, for whatever reason, that it is a temptation to detach from them. You'll understand this more later if this went over your head or was convoluted. But they do want to tell you that you have a support system. You're all building something together, like a bunch of different pieces of a brick foundation. But the foundation is absolutely huge, so you don't see it next to you. You're not building on a plot of land in your immediate vicinity. You're building across consciousness. You're building across the planet. You're building across the cosmos. And to see it and feel it as such. They want you to know that, they want you not to misinterpret their absence. Or, that's an interesting card. They don't want you to misinterpret their absence. They want you to know that your soul family, you'll be able to talk to them about anything. And if you can't talk to them about anything, they're not your soul family. Even in spirit. They want you to continue to follow your heart, to continue to believe in love, all forms of love, unconditional love. And when they talk about revisiting priorities for you, they don't want you to be hard on yourself. They don't want you to feel like you did something wrong or you let someone bamboozle you or if only you could have or it's just too hard to. What they want you to do is they want you to put yourself first a little bit more. They want you to go back to doing what it is that you usually do when you feel like you are in your creator mode. And they want you to easily, gently build towards that. And they want to make sure that you are making an effort to receive. And if you're not receiving what you need from your environment, receive it from yourself. Receive it from spirit. I'm being shown 3 containers with tofu in it. Okay. One is sesame, one is sriracha, and one is salt and pepper. Now, while they all might be tofu, they will not have the same environment. They will not have the same outcome or the same flavor because they're marinating in different environments. And so they would like for you to consider that as well. And we also have the Empress, which is a card of gestation. Your environment matters. Are you receiving from it? Are you receiving the flavors you want to receive from it? Of course you are grateful to receive. There is an opportune time for you to be grateful, to understand that abundance is mostly wanting what you have instead of having what you want, instead of getting what you want. But they also want you to, on the other side of things, take a look at maybe things that to you feel maybe fancy or far away or aspirational to you. And perhaps allow them to become uncovered, to come down off of that shelf and take center stage in your life. Your soul family wants you to know that it is time that you receive a blast from the past in the most mysterious of ways, and that it's going to be something that only you and them, or you and it, will remember or know. I'm hearing this song from Cinderella the musical. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. And so the analogy here, it's kind of like you in your corner, in your chair. It would be like you having you running into this chair, and you know, and the chair knows, but no one else knows where you went on your imagination journeys here. Something like this. But this is coming from Soul Family, and I'm getting that there's a little bit more to the story than just this analogy. There might be something a little bit more tactile here, something a little bit more grounded, in a sense where your individual story probably wouldn't make sense to the other people listening to this pile, but that would be the case for everyone here. Because this would be almost a miracle or magic, or like two people sharing the same dream, or sharing the same spiritual experience, or having the same something very interesting, something very quirky, something very not intentionally secretive, not secretive like no one can know about it, but secretive as in only you and I were there, only you and I know. You had to be there. You had to feel it. You had to vibe with it. And so this energy coming through with the revisiting priorities, after you've closed a chapter energetically and you've started a new chapter, and maybe you felt like the training period was over, you've gained your bearings a little bit. Now you are finding how you can play, and you're realizing that you're not being asked any questions you don't know the answer to. You're not being asked tasks that you've never done before. You are not being asked for overgiving any longer, but also you're not being asked to overgive, and maybe you're not receiving as much. And so you're looking at what it is that you have and that you wanted, and you're utilizing it to stabilize your position, to exalt yourself, to come to terms with a different flavor of abundance, and understand that it's not that the harvest is coming, it's that the harvest is in front of you, using your resources. And then there's this thing with the chair, in your own little corner, in your own little world with your little chair. In that experience that only you and that person share. In that understanding that only you and someone else know. There's something like this. Not a secret, but not a secret. And there's some way that these things are connected, and you're being encouraged to revisit your priorities, not because you did something wrong or you're doing something wrong, but simply because you are landing somewhere where you will meet your soul family again in the near-ish future after this solo journey of figuring things out, as the rest of your soul family are. And they want you to know that as you continue to step towards the future, you'll find energies that are from the past that are existing there too, evolved, exalted, and ready. And so, if you would like a key to these priorities as you revisit them and maybe shift them around a bit, put that energy not at the very forefront, put giving to yourself and taking care of yourself at the forefront, stabilizing at the forefront, but do keep an open mind to it. Do keep it maybe in the middle, not front and center, but maybe like adjacent to that, maybe like filed back 2 or 3. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Keep it in your heart. And that is your channeled message from your soul family. Group number 3, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like a more personalized reading, I do offer one-on-ones at this point in time. They're on Etsy at Spiritualistik. It's my little spiritual store there. I do have the link in the description box as well. On my spiritual store on Etsy, you'll be able to find my homemade tarot and oracle decks. You'll also be able to find crystals that I wrap, journals, and books that I have written and published. You will also be able to find, of course, merchandise, candles, little spiritualistic t-shirts and hoodies and things like that. If you're interested in joining my meditation retreat, it is 21 guided meditations that can help you to level up, and they're good for beginner, they're also good for advanced, and anything in between. But they're also yours forever, so you always have access to 21 guided meditations to keep in your pocket whenever you might need them, or they could assist you on your spiritual journey. If you are interested in joining my book club, that is donation based. You'll find it over on Patreon. I do also have an exclusive pick a card channel over on Patreon, and I also have one here on YouTube, and those two are different. So if you're interested, I post an exclusive pick a card on my members only here every Wednesday and on Patreon every Thursday. I am usually posting on TikTok. I am sometimes on Instagram, and I'm doing this kind of stuff. So I love you and I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, and I will see you next time. Namaste.